Good day, everyone. Hope everyone's doing really well. My Betty Ann, my soul sister Betty Ann Golden, and I'm Linda Riley. We're here for another podcast. We want to pick it up where we left off in the last one. And yeah, so we hope everybody's doing well and you're enjoying having conversations with us and what we are sharing about, our own journeys and things that have worked for us along the way, how, we've been able to create um, lives of love, greater love and joy and abundance. And we're looking forward to having your input as well into that when we start going live and we start getting your comments. But until that time, we're going to continue on our path for what, we're guided to talk about with you and to share with you. And last time we were talking about just a huge topic, a very important topic of forgiveness. And we want to deepen into that greater love and joy in our lives. We really need to take a look at making peace with the past. I've thought about that. That phrase came to me since we recorded the last one, that such an important thing to be able to do, to be happier, to, bring more of those wonderful things into our lives, is really make peace with things that have gone on. So we talked about forgiveness. We talked about forgiving ourselves for things. We talked about forgiving others for things that, may have happened, things that people have done to us. And I realized too that we hadn't talked about necessarily allowing people, or going through the process of allowing people to forgive us for things that, we've done, transgressions, whether we may not see it as such, or we might have made those mistakes and be totally cognizant of it. But those things that, may have caused hurt to other people. And
Yes.
what we're sincerely sorry for, you touched on that, I think, Betty Ann, that, we're talking about sincerity here as far as, making mistakes and just sincerely wanting to make amends,
Yep.
and right. And just,
Sometimes you can't make amends with others, though. So
yeah.
you need to make amends with yourself.
Yeah, exactly. We talked about that. But what I'm talking about here that came to me that we didn't talk about is maybe, I know it was the case in one relationship that I had, that I realized along this journey of forgiveness that I needed to actually physically apologize to some people for some behavior that I had done, some hurt that I had inflicted. It was hard, but I had to take responsibility for what went on. I mean, I did do it as though not that I, had the intention necessarily of,
No.
being a bad person and doing what I did, but I in fact did do it.
Yep.
And I needed to apologize to these people, and it became really, foremost on my mind that this, as I went through this process of forgiveness, that it's something that I needed to do. So I just wanted to add that in there. Maybe there isn't anybody, but it's definitely something to consider if
You
you
have,
know.
yeah, absolutely. You have to first of all recognize that whatever it is, even if you feel it was there, what they did to you that caused you to act or say or do, um, that's not really the point. The point is realizing that you did react instead of communicate you reacted, however you reacted, like in my case, verbally. And something I don't really react verbally that way. So when that came up for me, it was very like, I, even while I was doing it, I didn't know how to stop the reaction that I was expelling out until it was way too late. And then, you know, I did apologize. So now I needed to learn how to forgive myself for reacting. And also, I need to not expect anything from that person or those people or whatever to come. I don't need an apology from them, even though I felt like I did. But I'm learning that I don't. I apologize for my reaction to whatever it was, and now I'm giving them space.
Yeah. Yeah.
Them to, I don't know, go on their journey that they need to. And, you know, maybe I had to react to them because that's something they needed to experience too.
Maybe so. Yeah,
I don't know.
absolutely.
So I can't, it doesn't matter. It's all about us. It, nothing is about someone else because that's everything outside of you. So it's whatever, we're mirrors, like we've said before. We are, what happens to us on the outside of us is a mirror reflection of the energy that we have inside us. And if it's a negative energy that we keep hitting, there's something that we're not dealing with that we hold and harbor within us. So we need to, it's that nurturing ability of first observing and acknowledging that there is something that's been bugging you for years that you've hit. You just could, no, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. Or, you know, you just put up with it, put up with it, put up with it, but you've never dealt with it and say, hey,
Yeah.
let's put this on the table. Let's talk about it because I don't want to think about it anymore.
Right.
You know, in a calm reaction way, without reacting to something that just triggered you. So I'm learning that, as since I personally don't like that happen, that feeling coming to me, then I need to realize that that's a feeling that I must be doing to others. So I need to realize it, be aware of it, so that when I start to react or get that gut feeling again that's a negative, then I can say, that's not me. That's not me. That's not me. So I can let it go, because until I recognize it, I can't let it go. I can't say, okay, that's not me. And I forgive myself for even feeling that. But I really want, I'm going to give it up to God. Do
Yeah.
whatever it is that you believe in, but let it go,
Yeah.
because that's an expectation you don't need. You don't need to put on yourself. You don't need to put on anyone else. You don't need to, you know, you want to value your own relationship with yourself. You want to value your relationship with God, the universe, your guides, whoever it is that you worship, and honor yourself, because you are the only one that's going to take care of you. No one else will.
Yeah. Yeah. The most important part of that exercise with apologizing to my friends too. I mean, sincerely, I wanted that to first and foremost to let him know that I was really sorry.
Sure.
But also, what was equally important was taking that responsibility for my own actions
Yep.
and coming to terms with the fact that I'd actually done that.
Yeah.
Like it's like, whoa. I mean,
It's like, oh my God.
yeah, no, I know. And that's when the self love needs to kick in. Compassion for oneself,
Yeah.
right? For making mistakes, for being human. Um, because oftentimes we'll forgive other people. Like if the tables had been turned and those people had to come to me,
Yeah.
and apologize to me for what they'd done, obviously the way that I would handle that and I would respond to that would be entirely positive. I mean,
Sure.
I would think that that was just, thank you very much, that was amazing, and I wouldn't, like hold it against them. I let it go. So why would I be holding things against myself in
Exactly.
that situation,
Mhm.
when the tables go back to the other way, right? Like, why wouldn't I have compassion for myself? I'd have compassion for them
Right.
or anyone else that would be, saying honestly and truly that they were sorry for what they did,
That's right.
you know? So it's interesting when you find yourself holding on to beating yourself up, letting the mind tell you that, that was a horrible thing that you did. You're a bad person. You're la, 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 la. I mean, we all know the negative self talk, what the mind can tell us about those things, right?
Oh yeah.
But we've got to like cultivate that compassion for ourselves and that get beyond what the mind is trying to tell us that way and not listen to that.
Uh,
Because, we're sincerely sorry.
yeah. And I know sometimes words don't always put the emotion and the feeling um, into it, but you got you got to find a way that you can feel not satisfied, but um, feel that you at least gave it your true heart.
Your best shot, right?
And then if it's their choice
Yeah.
to forgive you or not. And um, we also, if we were abused or whatever, um, you that just by forgiving them does not, and we said this in the last episode, it does not give the right for you to allow them to do it again to you. So we're not saying that forgive and forget. What you need to do is forgive, let go, and then make sure you set your own boundaries and not allow it to happen again. Whether it's you, which is mostly, it's always you, put it out and attract it. So,
Right. And it was an interesting part of the process when I did this too. And, I went deeper with it as to what went on there, that I noticed that I'd had a pattern of doing certain things, being out of integrity and not even realizing it, whatever, right?
right.
And so that was a very interesting revelation to me that there had been, a pattern with my behavior,
Yeah.
throughout the years that was unconscious. I had no idea. And I certainly didn't mean it. I didn't mean it in a bad way. I
No.
wasn't intentionally going out to hurt people. But
No.
because I just had this pattern with my integrity at the time that I just was doing things unconsciously. And I needed to take responsibility for it and stop it. Like
Yeah.
as soon as I realized it, it's like, oh no, oh no, 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 no. Like, you were saying, this is not who I am.
Right.
This is not who I want to be. I had no idea, but there's this thread that has been running through certain things in my life
Well,
that I need to stop.
absolutely. And with you saying that, it reminds me that what being in a family of Italian, Catholic, Roman Catholic family, there's a lot of guilt trip that was put on us to make us feel guilty about whatever it is that we're doing. So, and I need to, and there was a lot of expectations that if you didn't do them, you you were bad.
Yeah.
I'm realizing that this is the root of my issue. Because I never wanted to put guilt trips on anyone because I didn't like them done to me. So, but did you ever notice that, when someone grew up in an abusive relationship, 9.5 times out of 10, they end up doing subconsciously exactly what was done to them. They don't realize it until they wake up. So I woke up and I'm realizing that what I did was put that guilt trip, and I'm realizing what it is I'm expecting, I expect others to respect me. I expect to be respected. I expect them to honor me. So I'm like going, why am I doing that? I don't want them to do it because I expect it. I want them to do it because they want to do it.
Yeah, right on.
So I don't want love from someone who thinks they have to love me. So I'm like going, okay, that's my issue. I have to break down, okay, am I not loving myself enough, which I believe that's main issue, that I wasn't loving myself enough to respect myself, that I don't need anyone else's respect. I don't need to be loved by anyone else. I don't need it. Sure, do we
You
all
love it, but
we all should love to have it, but we don't need it. Needing something makes you feel fearful of not having it.
well,
So,
the energy when you feel that energy of need, right? Like there's just something there that's off. It's not good. It's
no.
not of a high vibration whatsoever.
So you have to come to grips with who you are, what you did, and recognize that, okay, I need to break that habit. I need to break that thread that has been given to me over the years throughout all of our family. It's been passed down without wanting it. And realize that, you know what? We're all individuals, no matter who you are. I need to love and respect you because I love and respect myself. And even if you don't love and respect me, because I love and respect myself, I will love and respect you, no matter what it is. Mm-hmm. And that's the hardest thing to do with family. Good friends or
really is.
Or even people that you just know you've poured your heart out to or you've done so many close things together, you felt like family, and then something happens and you go, where did that come from? I've been around a long time, so a lot of different things have ever happened to me.
That's for sure. Yeah.
So I think I'm finally realizing that it all begins with me. It all started with me. Even if I felt I was the wounded person in the situation, I'm not.
Yeah.
I am the one that put it out there and said, okay, come on and attack me, because that's the energy I gave you. So you need to give me back the energy.
And you know what I love in you telling your story is that you're not blaming your family or your upbringing or,
No,
people that taught you,
no,
you know,
no, because they
behaviors that.
different anyways either. So
Mhm.
they got fallen into that same pattern, but
Right, there's compassion coming in there. They didn't know any better. They were under the influence of a pattern too.
they weren't aware that that's what was happening to them.
No, exactly. Because I trace this, let's call it an integrity issue, integrity thread lack of integrity that I had going on. I traced it back to my father,
There you go.
and I examined the way he was and his behavior and things like that, things that he'd done.
Yeah,
And there I was, basically in different circumstances, being a different person, I'm doing the same thing. I got the same behaviors going on.
yeah. It's the
But
same
yeah,
energy.
it is absolutely the same energy. And that is a huge revelation to have that. Oh my goodness, there's this pattern going on. But, I'm not going to blame him, or I'm not going to blame, people for I'm still a person, a human with free will and choices and things like that. It's my own responsibility that it took me so long to wake up to it. But I finally did wake up to it, right? But, I take responsibility for that.
Yeah,
And man, that's so freeing to do, is it not?
yeah.
It's
It
so
does.
freeing.
At first, you rebel against it because you don't want to admit it. You
No,
know,
of course
because
you don't.
you're hurt just as much as they are, and you go, if I, you know, you just need to make yourself happy. You can't allow it to destroy you. And many people do that. They get mad, they get sad, they get hurt, then they become angry and upset, and then they do more damage to themselves than they could ever do to the person that did it to them. Um, so, and I made a choice.
Excuse me.
I made a choice to find out
Yeah.
why I did that. Why did I react? And there's, even though there were some medical and physical reasons why I actually did that, but it created this momentum within me that brought out that subconscious um, block that I've been blocking, which is expectation and having that, making people feel obligated and guilty. And I don't want that. That's not me. It's not really me. I never liked it, and I will never. I'm learning to not react to
Yeah.
anything from now on.
Broken free
Yeah,
from the past,
yeah,
make peace with the past,
absolutely.
right?
Yeah, and start really believing in yourself. You know, believing that you can actually change the energy, change the vibe, and change your own bodily illnesses or whatever, just by changing the way you think to change. But what really it is the feeling you have within your heart. That's what controls the heart is what controls every organ in your body, because it's a pumping electricity,
Yeah.
energy within all. Because without your heart, nothing works. I mean, yes, do other parts of your body feel like they control your whole body? Yes, but in reality, it's your heart, and that's what we need to realize, that we are in control, and it's the emotion we get from inside us that actually either creates the negative or the positive reactions. So we have to fill it with lots and lots of love.
Open up to that love that is available to us. Open it up.
Yeah, yeah,
Because at our core, us as humans, we really are love.
yes.
We really, really are love.
It's
And
all that of,
yeah, we really are. And we've all gone through a set of circumstances, life experiences, life lessons that, to some degree have taken us away from our true essence of who we really are.
oh,
That is who we are. And
yeah,
the more we examine these things, the more desire we have to deepen into this greater love that's available to us.
yeah,
Life will help us along. Life will open up to us and give us, the next steps, because it was a step by step by step process, and it continues to be a step by step by step process
yeah,
with things.
yeah,
And life will deliver. God, life, spirit, like we've been talking about, this infinite intelligence that, is the creator of us and everything that exists. It's nothing but love. It's nothing but high vibration. I don't want to sound irreverent, at all to
no,
anybody who is religious.
no,
I'm just giving it an impersonal aspect, because not everybody, obviously is religious and has had different experiences with religion and things like that. But when we take the religion out of it and we look at this energy, this creator, this God, this,
pure love.
intelligence, it is. That's what I've come to believe, anyways. I've come to believe that.
It
That's
is.
what,
It is.
absolutely. And we have that energy within us. We were created and,
In
not
the image
to,
of
again, be
God, right? That's what,
quoting the Bible or anything, but like in the Bible,
yeah,
it says that we have been created in the image of God, and we
yeah.
have been.
And what is God? God is love, pure love. And that, whether you think of him as a person, whether you think of him as the universe,
An
whether you,
energy, an
and
energy.
if you think of him as Buddha, it doesn't matter who you think it is. That is that God is love.
Yeah. Higher power. Oh, there's so many different adjectives that you could,
Yes,
descriptors that you can use here, right?
absolutely. And I love them all because it really truly is love.
Yeah.
Yeah. And our our website is Your Heart of Love, meaning find out what is your heart of the love that you have, of,
Mm-hmm.
of
Mm-hmm.
your love. And so find that out. That's what our episodes are for, is to bring those out and to realize that it is all about your heart of love. And
Right.
so I know we're coming up on a half hour. Let's make sure we say like it, subscribe, make a comment. We
Absolutely.
are looking forward to doing lives, but give us some time. We're getting a little bit used to this. and I'll figure it out. And
But great pieces here, right?
yes,
You
yes,
know, this whole topic of forgiveness.
absolutely,
And then, like we ended the last one off with,
absolutely.
do you need to ask the Creator, your God, your spirit, for forgiveness for something that you've done? That's another aspect to this, this
Mhm.
forgiveness thing.
Just
You know, is that part of it? And it
everything
was,
part
yeah,
of it.
yeah, absolutely.
And
Because
the
I really felt that that behavior that I'm talking about, I needed to really tell God I was sorry. I mean, I really did. I really needed to. I'm going to use the word atone, but I don't mean it religiously. Atonement is just taking responsibility. It's saying you're sorry. It's, coming from that place of, yeah,
forgiveness
yeah, absolutely, right? And that, that was really wrong.
and
And I'm really sorry that I behaved like that. And
yeah,
it
I
ends here.
I am too.
It ends here, right?
Yep.
Like it just does not continue anymore
No.
because I've recognized it. I've made amends for it. Now we move on and it just works to make you feel better. It works to bring more love into your life.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
All
Great
right.
seeing you and talking with you again, my soul sister. Until
Yes.
the next time.
Enjoy the day,
Mhm.
the week, and we'll see you next time.
Absolutely.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Ciao.